What's going on YouTube? It's your boy X-Men 1991 coming to you back again with another video. I hope you guys had an incredible weekend as much as I did. Before I do my Attitude Era rant later on today, welcome to my first food review of 2025. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Grilled Spicy Deluxe and the new Key Lime Lemonade from Chick-Fil-A. Yes, sir. And here is the lemonade. It's a key lime lemonade. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, man. My first food review of the new year. And then I'm going to talk about the Jim Jones situation about Mace and Cam squashing their feud. I need to talk about that. Not too bad. It's not too bad. It's brand new. Let's try the key lime lemonade, see how it tastes. Tastes good. Tastes exactly like key lime pie. Wow. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. This is a good way to start my first food review of the new year. I mean, this is spicy, but it's not that spicy. Yeah, so I'm gonna give both the key lime lemonade and the grilled spicy deluxe from Chick-fil-A an 8 out of 10. And they both get an A. Now I want to talk about this whole Jim Jones situation of him dissing Mace and Cam because they decided to squash their feud after they haven't spoke to each other for 20 years. My response to that is, Jim Jones, why the hell are you dissing Mace and Cam just because 2 years ago they decided to squash their feud after they haven't spoke to each other for 20 years? So 2 years ago, Mace and Cam had squashed their feud when they performed their hit song for the first time on stage, Horse and Carriage. I know y'all remember that song, Horse and Carriage. That's my favorite Cam song, if y'all didn't know. Horse and Carriage is for hire. Mamacita, please, senorita. We're gonna rise to the top. That's my shit right there. Horse and Carriage. And then Mace and Cam did a music video together, It's Only Money, and now they have their own sporting podcast called It Is What It Is. And starting next month, they're taking the podcast on tour. So I'm just glad that Mace and Cam are no longer beefing. I'm glad they decided to settle their differences to the side like men and become brothers again. And this nigga Jim Jones want to hate on that? Like, come on, Jim Jones, you should be happy that Mace and Cam decided to squash their feud. Why would you get mad about that? And I know y'all remember that interview from 2004 on Hot 97 between Mace, Cam, and Jim Jones. That interview was wild as hell. God forgive Jimmy. Wow, you changed, sir. I forgive you, sir. I mean, may sound like he was bored as hell in that interview, but it was still funny. Looking back on it 20 years later. Now, 20 years later, Mace and Cam have their own sporting podcast. But Jim Jones, he need to mind his own damn business and leave Mace and Cam alone and be happy that they're no longer beefing. Let them do their thing. You don't need to be talking trash about them. I mean, come on, bro. I was never a fan of Jim Jones, but that song Ballin' is still a banger almost 20 years later. But Jim Jones need to get his shit together and mind his own business. I mean, come on. Are y'all happy that Mace and Cam has squashed their feud 2 years ago and they now have their own sporty podcast? It is what it is. And It Is What It is finally back. Cam even responded to Jim Jones on today's episode of It Is What It Is. So if you have not seen their podcast, I'll leave a link to the YouTube page in the description down below so you guys can check it out. I'm just glad that this podcast is back. Now my Monday through Friday morning has been completed. But Jim Jones need to get his shit together and leave Cam and Mason alone and let them do their thing. I mean, this podcast has been going strong and they're already about to go on tour with it. But that's all I got to say about the Jim Jones situation, about him getting mad that Mace and Cam had decided to put their differences to the side and become brothers. That wraps up my review of the Grilled Spicy Deluxe and the Key Lime Lemonade from Chick-Fil-A. If you haven't, if you have if you do have Chick-Fil-A in your city, make sure you buy this and let me know what you guys think about it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next food review. Let me know which food you want me to review next. And I'll be back later to reminisce 25 years of Mick Foley transitioning from Mankind to Cactus Jack from the January 13th, 2000 edition of SmackDown. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.